Hello there, folks. Welcome back to Project Not Greenlit podcast, where we invite you into our writer's room.
Oh, fuck, I gotta get the fuck out of this town, man.
Different things to everybody. So sometimes it's like, I don't know, Nelson Mandela.
Hello, folks. Welcome back to Project Not Greenlit for another exciting episode.
You motherfucker. I thought he was really invested in that scene for a minute there, like...
Welcome to this week's episode of Project Not Greenlit, the podcast where we sit around and try to come up with a movie.
Yeah, like what you imagine a cult to look like, but these cultists are dressed in cheese.
Oh god, you're about to kill him off, aren't you?
I'm not going to kill him off. I would never kill off Roger. He's the heart of the fucking movie. But... Hello there, folks. Welcome back to Project Not Greenlit podcast.
Welcome to Project Not Greenlit, the storytelling podcast where our small group comes together each week to write and create a movie in real-ish time.
Each project, we select a genre and nominate a new lead who brings a premise to the group to be fleshed out again in real-ish time. It's up to each writer if they want to help, support, or sabotage the lead's plot, but the idea is to create a movie together that we think our often absent but all-powerful studio executive would be interested in pushing into development.
Each writer randomly selects 3 power cards, which they can use to affect the story, and an extra veto card to stop a storyline or concept in its track. At the end, we find out from our executive whether he greenlights our project or not.
Join us this week for Project Not Greenlit's test pilot episode, a Western adventure entitled Fool's Gold. This episode is led by Vici and developed with Dr.SpaceMonkey and DoodleDoomPigeon. Enjoy!
Okay, so yes, as we said, the film is entitled Fool's Gold. It's a coming-of-age, adventure, action, sort of maybe sometimes a black comedy kind of film following a young guy and a merry band of curious characters. It's set in the West. We're not going to decide on the state. It's just the West. It's the wild West, starring Will Smith. It's the wild West, particularly centered around a town called Rubytown, named so after the daughter of a patriarch of the Rubin family. I wonder where she gets the name Ruby from. Anyway, to keep the story nice and simple, it's set 10 or so years after the Civil War. Reconstruction is well underway, though old scars, of course, remain. The region itself was predominantly Unionist, but some Confederate sympathies were there during the war, and of course remain now during Reconstruction. Rubytown itself is a Union town through and through. The Rubens themselves, staunch Unionists. They absolutely love the red, white, and blue. They love the Star-Spangled Banner, etc., etc. The region itself saw lots and lots of fighting during the war, and the place changed significantly. Towns were wiped out, families left, new ones came in. So the place itself doesn't necessarily have an identity in and of itself. It's still going through a change, and of course with all the technological process and all of that, and the railways and the gold rushes and all the immigration west, it's just, in a constant state of change, and it's a bit of a mixing pot as well. People from all around the place, not just the United States, but everywhere. Of course, with the war only being 10 years over, there's still tension. There's still vendettas against old enemies. Some people aren't upfront about what side they were on, and of course rumors begin to rumors spread all the time, and sometimes people vanish in the night, and old feuds and that stir back up, and new feuds begin, etc., etc. One guy in particular has made quite a name for himself, that of Theodore Dead Ted Polks. Yeah. Named so after because apparently he can't be killed during the war. He was shot up several times. He took a cannon right to the chest, apparently, and he got up and walked it off, and then led a cavalry charge against the artillery themselves. This is the kind of stuff that they say about this guy. They say he's a hardcore Confederate. Whether or not that's true, nobody really knows. The Unionists deny him. The Confederates deny him. Nobody really knows where his true allegiances lie. But now, these days, everybody knows what he's all about. He is a bandit. He is an outlaw. He is the big bad of the region, and, of course, the surrounding region as well. This guy's made a name for himself across state lines, even in the New Frontier, in the New Frontier states, etc. People know who this guy is, and they're scared of him. And, of course, he has a large influence over other bandits in the area, and he has quite the following himself. Our main character is this young fella called Freddie Bastion, otherwise known as Bass to his friends, and he has recently survived his entire life being absolutely annihilated. His parents died when he was young. He's a bit of a miracle child in himself. He has 2 older brothers, and when I say they're older, they are older. They were already near on adulthood by the time he was born. This is why he's a miracle child. His parents died of disease. What disease it was, whether it be cholera or tuberculosis or anything of that, who knows? But they died, and he was raised by his 2 older brothers. And these 2 brothers also fought in the war and came back from the war. But ultimately, they met their end at the hands of Dead Ted. Yeah. And his whole home was destroyed as well as a result. But he was left alive because Dead Ted is a bastard, but he's not about to murder who at this point was essentially a child. Obviously, Freddy's now grown up. He's maybe 20, 21 or something. We're going to say that this tragedy happened in his life when he was 14, 15. And now he's wandered. He's done some odd jobs here and there. He's worked in the mines. He's worked on the rails, etc. And now he's found himself in Rubytown. Because Rubytown, there is a rumour going around the place, and it's a bit of a favoured myth about the region, is that somewhere in the proximity to Rubytown, out there in the wilderness, is some gold. There's some gold hidden away, whether it be an inheritance or a gold mine or just something of value. Nobody really knows, but a lot of people talk about it. And Freddy's a young guy wanting to make his way in the world. He thinks this is his way forward, so he finds himself in the town of Rubytown. And we have a couple of other characters here which we'll introduce as time goes on, ideally. Hopefully you guys have got a little outline there, so you can try and bring these guys in as you like.
This is juicy.
There we go. Rubytown. Rubytown. What does Rubytown look like? Take it away.
Rubytown. So it's an old town before the Civil War, kind of like still standing kind of towns, right? Still very pieced together, but a lot of traditional. So, you know, it would have probably it would have the sheriff's office. It would have the jail as part of the sheriff's office, the general store, a saloon, maybe like a stable and a church and a blacksmith or something like that. But it's very... We're talking like dusty road, single road going down the whole entire town. Very small though, kind of jam-packed with people. I would say it's maybe more people than the town can actually hold at this point. Kind of a watering hole for former veterans of both sides, right? Something like that. It's a lot like the town. I don't know if we have the reference, but it's the Clint Eastwood movie.
Oh, it's called The Town?
There's a few Clint Eastwood movies out there.
Totally fucking blanked on the name.
Is it Paint the Town Red?
It's High Plains Drifter.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And it's just your quintessential small town. Kind of, it's surrounded by the mountains, but it's a lot of just plains all around. You can see plains for fucking miles and miles, just flat land. And maybe this leads us into the opening scene, if I may, for what you set up. And you kind of laid out the path of Ted and his gang maybe riding into town. right, to further their own agenda. So what if we do this kind of cold opening that leads into our story where we following the footsteps of the horses of Ted and his gang, right? And they're barreling down the fucking path right towards the town that we see just over the horizon. Once they get there, they stumble in, kind of cause a ruckus, get everyone's attention, everyone starts to come out, and then we see Ted kind of motion to one of his little henchmen, and he pulls out some sort of bottle of alcohol that has a lit piece of cloth connected to it, so it's a Molotov, and he just, he throws it. He orders him to throw it right at the sheriff's office, and it just, bam, the sheriff's office is on fire. Everyone's now up in a hubbub, and then we just have fucking Ted and his gang basically kind of, laugh and then just kind of run off. And this is where we can get introduced to our Sheriff Clarence Rubin, and most likely also his daughter, who would also probably be there, who, maybe she's a little bit more frantic over this than Sheriff Rubin is, just because maybe Sheriff Rubin has a couple of questions that need to be answered about why he was maybe targeted. But anyway, Clara starts instructing people to, put out the fire, essentially.
Well, I was just going to ask if we care that Molotovs weren't actually invented until the 1940s.
Right. Okay.
There was fireballs. There was fireballs.
They're fireballs. Okay.
There's plenty of Western movies showing it. I think the history has been laid out before us.
I'll pass. I'll give it a go. We'll let it slide.
Perfect. So what exactly is the gang there for? Are they just causing trouble, or are they there for something specific?
They're preparing the ground. They're causing havoc. They're causing havoc. They've taken, it's like they've burned down the sheriff's office now to basically take that base of operations away now. Yeah. So
Gotcha.
Yeah, we can make it even so it's like the very first place they always hit is the sheriff's office whenever they ride into a new town. They always take out the sheriff's office first. Yeah.
So we can even show the sheriff's office at this point being rebuilt again, like it's still not completely put together from the last time.
Yeah.
So they've been into town before?
No, this is the first time they've been there, but they're just rebuilt. It's like you could say the cold open is this was a couple of weeks ago, and then the rest of the film takes place a few weeks later or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I think that's a perfect opportunity for Clara to kind of question her dad about why maybe the gang is lingering around the town.
Yeah, maybe there's been murmurs that this gang was riding in, maybe one of the farmsteads, a couple of miles down the road, went silent a few days prior or something. And people have stopped coming down from that way, or a stagecoach never came back, etc., etc.
You don't want to go down that road, then.
That's bandit country. Don't go down that way. Dead Ted. Dead Ted.
Those hills belong to Dead Ted, I tell you.
That's okay. That's okay. So right, we cut to. All right, no, we'll stay on the fire right now. We'll stay on the fire. So so Clara and Clarence they're talking. Clarence is of course frantic. He's kind of useless. He maybe he didn't dictate to put the fire out right away. He's just at a loss. Yeah, he's not used to conflict. This is a peaceful town. This is a peaceable town. Yeah, he thought this was going to be a cushy little thing that was going to keep him nice and comfortable. He has the respect of the town, as befits his name, his family name, and now someone's come in and smacked him in the face, basically.
And he's stunned.
Yeah. So he didn't know how to react. Yeah. So he's bereft, and of course the deputies are his idiot sons. He's got idiot sons for deputies, and they're just aghast as well. Like, what do we do, Pop?
Fire.
So Clara's got to take charge. Yeah, Clara's got to take charge. Maybe she's getting maybe there's a couple of prisoners in there that she has to go out and get out, because at the end of the day you don't want people to burn to death and stuff.
They could even be criminals.
So she's going in and getting them out.
So just stealing a can of beans from the general store.
It's just a town drunk, just a town fucking drunk.
You know, it's like it's old Happy. Old Happy's in there. We gotta go get him. You know, he didn't hurt nobody. He's just a drunk.
Okay.
You know?
Can I introduce a character?
Has to rally
I have the
time.
perfect character for the drunk. He's a his name is Dribbling Pete, right? And they call him Dribbling Pete because he always seems to have fucking booze or puke or something running down his chin onto his fucking shirt, right? He's missing his legs. He's a former veteran, but because it's a place that has like both sides, you can never tell which side he actually was for. So if he's talking to the Union boys, he's all about the Confederate side. But if he's with the it's all about that shit, right? He's always trying to take the right side. So I think it would be funny is if this dude is just kind of hanging around the town. He's always in area where shit starts to go down for some reason, right? Maybe that can allude to something later.
I think he should have fought or been around Dead Ted for a while because we also don't know, because we didn't know what side he was going for either, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we'll keep it ambiguous.
Yeah.
and Dribbling Pete's an unreliable narrator. Maybe he drops the lore on Dead Ted, you know.
Ooh.
But like because he's like because he's so fucked up with drink and that, his account can't be trusted. So every time he tells the story, Dead Ted's on another side, you know. He's like, hold on, I thought you said Dead Ted was Confederate. I never said that. I never said that shit.
So in a way, he's all,
that's perfect. Because I was going to say something new should happen every time.
he's the one spreading rumors, basically being like, I saw Dead Ted. He took a cannonball straight to the dome. I swear to God, he got up, dusted his hat off, and walked off into the sunset.
Okay, Dribbling Pete's got to stay in this. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can stay.
All right, so they get Dribbling Pete out. Clara runs in there. Must maybe the doors probably stick because it's not the best built place. So she got to rip the door open a little bit with some fucking elbow grease and throw Dribbling Pete over her shoulder like a fucking sack.
What is this?
He's passed out. He's not even awake right now. He didn't even know.
So they get a place out. They get out. She has to like maybe smack some sense into her dad, into fucking Clarence, you know. And as this is happening, you know, the fucking sheriff's office just comes down. You know, it just collapses, and it's just done. Maybe someone's like, well, at least the jail's all right, and then the jail blows up. You know.
But it can even be the fact that the whole thing falls down, but the actual cell, like the iron cell bars, are still standing, and be like, well, I guess the jail's still intact. We could hold someone back if we need to. There's just no walls around it. It's just the actual fucking bars.
So, you know, like, I don't know, maybe then it cuts to the distance. Dead Ted's like Packer, like they're like riding away again, and you know, you see in the distance, you know, just like the flames, you know, like the town, you know, like the sheriff bit in flames and all of that. That's fine. And then, you know, you've got that Western music playing in the background going bang, like whatever as it's happening, you know.
I needed some information on that.
What?
Do the music again?
Whatever. Like, that's happening, and then, you know, we cut to a few weeks later, as you know, because it's a railway town as well, mind, you know, so it's bustling as well. There's always people going in and out of the place.
Okay.
So we cut, and it's nice and busy. Freddie Bass has just turned up.
He's riding the railway.
What does he do? He's riding the railway, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Like maybe he was like one of the people that like, you know, tend the coal or something. Maybe he's working on it, and he gets off. Like he says, I'll tend the coal if you give me like free passage or whatever. I don't fucking know how the trains work. Right,
yeah, no, that's obviously how trains work.
So he gets off, and I think at this point, this is when we introduce a new character as well, as he's getting off and he's saying bye to an engineer and all that. and everybody else is like, getting off the train. It's a passenger train, as well. People are getting off. He hears like some guy, like, kind of like down the line saying, it's just like, if you don't find my bag, I'm going to be very upset with you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. No. I'm with.
And then he looks down the way, and then of course there's Julius. There's Julius Francis Graverton. Yeah, there's Julius Francis Graverton, a maverick Ponce wanderer, originally from an old aristocratic family in England, but he was exiled for bringing shame to the family name. I put in our outline that he dared to associate with the working class, but what we mean by that is he just treated them with respect. Like he dared to appear in, a pub. or whatever. Very shameful. He didn't go to the country club. He didn't go fox hunting. No, he went right into the city, and he dared associate with the white collar men of England. Or the blue collar men of England, I should say. The blue collar men of England. And so for that, he's been exiled. And since then, he's found himself a wandering. So he crosses the Atlantic. Lands in New York, and he just kept going west. Yeah, he just keeps going. He's a bit of a rogue, a bit of a scoundrel as well. Well dressed, well spoken, but just an outright bastard. Okay, as well at the same time. Always cooking up some kind of scheme somewhere. Always trying to get some money out of someone, because of course he's destitute now. He's destitute. Yeah. Forever on the run from his debtors, basically. And of course, he's heard about this mythical gold as well, and that's what brings him there. And the bag that he's complaining about is just a bag with his essentials. That's all it is. He can live without them, but he's a Ponce prick, so he needs them. Yeah.
Is he a gunfighter at all? Does he have any sort of experience with conflict? Or is he just more of like a scrappy, get out of it kind of guy?
He's a scrappy, get out of it kind of guy, but he can shoot a rifle if he has to. We have to remember he's from an old well-to-do family. They go pigeon shooting. Yeah, so there we are. I like, well, it's like I've called him Julius. I was originally actually going to go for like the sort of like the way that the Romans named their children. Like they always called people like Primus and Secundus and Sextus. It's basically like if they had 6 children, they just named them after numbers, basically. But ultimately, I thought, I'll go for Julius. I was going to do Julian, but I feel that Julian was too much. So Julius.
Julius feels more appropriate for the time.
Yes, Julius Francis Graverton, or Graverton. Yeah, Graverton. But he gets named Gravy.
No one can say his name.
Yeah,
we'll just call him Gravy.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll just call him Gravy. Or, he goes to the saloon and he asks for, pot of gravy. Or something. So he's giving like he's giving the steward shit about his bag. He needs his bag. Freddie goes over to figure out what the commotion is, to understand where the commotion is, and this is the time where they first meet. And do they get off on the right foot right away? Like, what happens here? I'm happy to leave that. I just
want to throw this out there. Has Freddie ever experienced an Englishman before? Is he going to be a little put off by his manner that he puts out? Because remember, he's been around hardened, men and women basically most of his life, and this guy's a little bit more poncy than.
He's never heard of it. He's never seen an Englishman before. This is his first experience. He's heard of England. He's an intelligent lad, but he's never met an English person before.
So it makes me think they should get off on the wrong foot a little bit to begin with. A little bit of, we'll call it misunderstanding of cultures and background.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Why would they be interacting, though? Like, if Gravy's worried about his suitcase or his luggage, and Freddie's just in town, like, looking for this outlaw based on the notes that we got, why would Freddie even bother going up to talk to him?
Because the conflict escalates into violence.
So here's the thing, though, is Gravy basically getting choked out by the fucking railroad hand, or
Yeah.
is he the one trying to put hands on him? 'Cause he strikes me as someone who may get choked out
No.
once or twice.
It's like it's like he antagonizes the railroad man enough that it's like he starts getting choked out and he's trying to fight back like with his cane or something, and it's just it's just not happening. Like his fucking ivory coated cane, and maybe the railroad man tries to take it off, and that's what really gets Gravy stirred up. So he's ready for fisticuffs now. And then the railroad man pulls a gun, and then Freddy gets involved and pulls his gun. He's just like, nah, or whatever, Freddy's a mind your business kind of guy, but like kind of like the Clint Eastwood characters, he'll get involved if shit's about to go down.
There's unjustified action. He's gonna take action. So we'll say the railroad hand, he's much bigger than Gravy, right? So even like maybe he can grab him by the throat and just like lifts him up, kind of like Kane or the Undertaker. Gravy's just sitting there flailing, hitting him with this fucking fancy cane. Dude grabs the cane, kind of notices that it's really fancy, and this whole thing, it gets Bass's attention. So we get that real badass moment where fucking the dude's got Gravy by the throat. He's looking at the cane, and then we just hear the cock of a pistol get put up right next to the dude's head. As simple as put him down, give him back the cane, walk away. And then we get that we get our fancy music where it's like wow, 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 right? The dude fucking takes it seriously, puts him down. Maybe he calls him like some name like some Ninny or fucking Fruity Pop or some shit like that. Maybe he's even an asshole and he throws the cane like underneath the train tracks as another train's coming in. So then Gravy freaks out, and then we have to have him get pulled away by Bass being like, hey, you need to fucking chill. I don't know where you're from, man, but you need to fucking chill.
How dare you speak to me this way? I'm from England, sir. England? I'll have you know the Grivetons have been steward to the fucking kings and queens of England for centuries. Centuries, sir. Ever since that business with the Irish. Ever since that business.
Right, so he helps him out, and he tries to flip him, like, I don't know. I'm assuming they still had pounds and shit, the same kind of currency back then, so he tries to flip him money, and he's just like, I don't know what that is, but I don't want it. He's like, no, I'm trying to offer you a reward, sir. Like, that ain't no fucking reward I can use here. You need to get going, mister.
Maybe a Gravy at this point says something like how, just like troglodytes. He says something akin to like calling everybody around him troglodytes.
And I heard the Americas were a civilization of noble people. There's no noble among these troglodytes.
Civilization of thespians, more like society of pricks. Yeah, so they part ways. They part ways for now. They part ways for now. Gravy goes back trying to get his cane back, etc. The train starts moving, snaps the crane in two. You hear a whelp, like, like that was my great aunt's cane or whatever. That was great aunt Graviton's cane. Been in the family for generations, and now it's decimated.
That cane was worth more than the train.
Nothing but the ivory hand was left. I say, wars have started over this cane. Wars, I tell you. People have died for this.
What if he says it too loud, and after the train's gone, you just see a couple of like scrounging kids run in and grab pieces of it, and he's like, wait, come back. There's rodents for children here. What is this?
So Freddy's walked away by this point. He's walked off. Yeah. He's walked off. What's his destination? Is it the saloon? What's the deal?
Well, everyone's probably heard about the gang coming through and destroying parts of the town if it's a busy railroad town. So he probably knows that he's there to try to track down Dead Ted. And so I don't know if he would try to go to the sheriff office first, where they're rebuilding, to see if they can talk to somebody there, or if he's trying to keep a lower profile. And then if that's the case, he would probably go to the saloon or the local, hotel or wherever.
Yeah. So what does he go to? Does he go to the sheriff's office, sees that it's still under construction, speaks to one of the idiot's sons, or whatever, and says if you're looking for the sheriff, he ain't gonna be back. for at least 3 hours or whatever. He's gone over to the next town or whatever to solicit building materials or whatever, he gets sent to the saloon. He goes to the saloon and he has an interaction with Dribble Pete. Yeah. As he's going to the saloon, he sees a wanted poster for Dead Ted.
Okay.
Yeah. He sees a wanted poster for Dead Ted.
What if we even have him trying to go under the guise of trying to get a job? So he has an idea that Ted was, or a man, possibly that's Ted, because he doesn't know for sure until he sees the wanted poster, right? So he's assuming. So we can even have him trying to be like, I don't know, what would his ideal occupation be?
Well, what if he was a prospector, and then that would give him a reason to go out into the mountains too to try to track him down without being so obvious about it.
Sure.
Okay.
That plays into the gold myth as well. So yeah.
So this is almost like it's a place that has converging in tales that are, with the dude that he's looking for and this possible gold. They both come into this town. That's where the Venn diagram, you would call it. Now a word from our sponsors.
Have you been in contact with any mysterious temporal pillars lately? And now your expedition partner is a fertilized egg floating in a mason jar? Huh. It's okay, don't panic. With Zygote's prenatal daily vitamins, you can have more flexibility. And now, more importantly, you can take back control of your timeline, one dividing cell at a time. Zygotes.
And I was thinking that's why Gravy and him get along so well, because otherwise Gravy's not gonna, he's grateful for him to try to help, but Gravy's an opportunist and he's trying to get, his money, whatever it is. So maybe that's why, if they do work together, maybe they don't. I just assume they did, but maybe that's what that, of course they do, of course, my bad. So I figured that might be a good plan.
Yeah, so he goes into the saloon, whatever.
And Dribble and Pete be sitting on
goes
the
into
fucking
saloon.
counter, just almost like a fucking.
Yeah, he's sitting on the counter. At this moment, he's asleep. Yeah, at this moment, he's like asleep. Yeah, he's still just like drooling away. Freddy's a little bit like, who the fuck is this guy? Or whatever. Bartender says, don't mind him. Don't worry about this guy. It's like he's harmless. He ain't gonna bite you or anything like that. So Freddy's asking questions like, listen, it's like I heard there might be like some gold in these parts. I'm looking, to join up with someone and look for this. Do you know anybody? Like, have you heard anything about this? Bartender starts like giving him like the yarn and all that. It's just like, gold, you believe in gold in them hills? And he says it's like something like, man, like hundreds of people come through this town every year looking for gold, and 100 people leave without gold. Yeah. It's like there ain't no gold in them hills. But Freddy's just like, no, I'm convinced there must be like gold. He's heard it from so many like sources and that there must be like something out there. And this is when another character pops in, a new character, Jackson Langdon. Yeah, the town big boy. Yeah, once an explorer / treasure hunter himself. Veteran of the Civil War on the Union side. There's no dispute about that. He's Union man through and through. Yeah. He's a bit disheveled, He's old, he's gruff, but he's smarter than he looks. But he's also rageful and has no patience for fools. He's got a rivalry with the sheriff, because essentially, when it comes to conflict in the town, they don't go running to the sheriff. They run to this guy. He was maybe up to be sheriff at some point. Yeah, but he got passed over for Reuben. Now, we're going to play this into the fact. In my head, Langdon, Jackson Langdon's African American. Yeah, he's African American. Okay. So not only does he get passed over because he's not a Reuben, yeah, he gets passed over because white guy got picked over the black guy, basically. Yeah, basically. But they were childhood friends. These guys, they were childhood friends, but there was a split. They were friends right up until adulthood, up until the war happened. Langdon went and joined the war. and Ruben got off easy because of the family name, basically.
Son of a bitch.
So, so this is when Langdon like types in and basically says, you don't want to be looking for this kid. There's no gold in them hills at all. And he knows himself because after the war, he did a bit of prospecting himself. Yeah? He did a bit of prospecting himself and couldn't find nothing. Yeah.
And I would say that he's probably very experienced with like the local land and everything. He knows every hill, every fucking crevice and shit too.
Exactly. This is the guy you send after missing people and whatever. Like it's like, and he'll come back with them. He'll come back with something, and he can't find anything. He can't find no gold.
He's so badass.
And this is the part of the conversation where Dead Ted comes up. He says, "I wager that's why Dead Ted's here. He'd be looking for the gold as well." And this was when Dribble Pete pipes up, because whenever he hears Dead Ted, he's kind of like that guy from Treasure Island. As soon as he hears about Captain Flint, he wakes up. He's like, "Let me tell you about Dead Ted." And it's like, this is when Dribble Pete pipes up, drops more lore on Dead Ted. Saying it's just like, saying how he saw the man do a one-man cavalry charge up against a line of fire. And by the time he came back, all the enemy were dead, and he came back on his horse. He came back with 2 horses.
So I pictured Dead Ted wearing all black.
Yeah.
Dribbling Pete away, being like, they say he's a shadow. He not even a real man. That's why the bullets, they just go right through him.
I mean, in my head, Dead Ted is Lee Van Cleef.
We both got an old account to settle with the same people. Only I'm going to take first crack at him.
Yeah, is Lee Van Cleef. So it's like, this guy's just like an immortal being, So he starts dropping it, and then Langdon gets a bit hot under this. He's just like, nah. Dead Ted ain't no Union man. Yeah, because maybe in this story, like, Dead Ted's a Union guy, because Dribble Pete keeps changing the story. Yeah, keeps changing the allegiance. And Langdon's like, I was at that battle. Dead Ted weren't there. There ain't no Dead Ted there.
It's just Dribble Pete. You don't know nothing. You're just a fool looking for gold.
Fool's gold. Okay, yeah, but this is that's how Langdon is introduced. But basically, Freddy's trying to not cozy up to Langdon, but trying to throw the charm on. Basically saying, "Says like, listen, man, you obviously seem to know a lot about this. What if we combined our efforts, we might find something, and we might even find Dead Ted as well, And I got some business to settle with Dead Ted." And Langdon can't take him seriously. This is like, it's like this is obviously a kid that's like worked hard, or whatever. It's like he's kind of like he's just like, he's built up, he looks tough and everything, but at the end of the day, he's still like a scrawny kid. He's like 20, 21, and here's this like 40-year-old Civil War veteran / frontiersman. Basically saying you ain't got the stuff. you ain't got what it takes, to survive out there, or whatever.
Langdon respects his resolve, right? He's a real go-getter. He sees it, but he also is the only one acknowledging his lack of experience. So it is just essentially him getting followed around town, maybe for a couple days, trying to give them just reason after reason about why they should go look for the gold, and maybe even trying to lay on new points of the story he's heard, but it's always something fucking Langdon's heard. So it's like, it takes some real convincing until the point when maybe they just Langdon's just getting drunk at the saloon and just has that weak moment where the kid's just going on and on. He's just like, Jesus Christ, shut the fuck up. I'll do it. All right. Because, he knows that there's not going to be anything. So at this point, he's like, fuck, I'll charge the kid to be his guide, essentially, and just lead him around. We'll go wherever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, that's perfect. No, that's perfect way. That's perfect way to bring them together.
And of course you can have gravy.
Yeah, so it's like, I heard that you're looking for the gold as well. Well, that's just capital. Let's go together.
And they just look at him. They're like, "Go away, dude. Get the fuck out of here." And he just kind of casually like, "No. We're part of the group. We're a group now."
By this point, the sheriff rode back into town. The sheriff rode back into town. He's got a few of his idiot sons with him. His daughter's there as well. Clara's there. Clara's there, and now the sheriff has a confrontation with Jackson. It's just perpetually cold between them. whatever. Jackson's like, so what are you going to do about Dead Ted? Someone needs to go out and get Dead Ted. And Sheriff's just like, Sheriff's like he's not an action man. He's an idle man. He's a let's wait and see what happens kind of guy. So yeah. Clarence ain't going to do shit about this. Clarence ain't doing shit. But Clara hears that they're going to go out looking for these gold and maybe also take down Dead Ted. So she's wanting to join up as well. So now you've got this merry band of 4 ready to team on up.
Well, you can even have it too. So they were out of town, right? Supposedly looking for supplies to rebuild the sheriff's office for the fucking 10th time. But we can even have that just be a loose lie. But really, they're going to the following towns trying to convince them to help them with like firepower.
I like that. And I like that no one wants to help them because maybe they just know that like they're not going to participate. It's literally, hey, come take care of my problem for me. We're not going to give you anything or do anything, but like it'd be real cool if you did.
So what, does Clara come back herself then, back into town? And she's determined to like maybe go and resolve it herself? Is this what's happening? And then she hears tell that now there's this little posse being rallied out to go and to go and find the gold and take out Dead Ted. As well.
She doesn't really seem like she'd be someone so brash to just be like, well, I'm one woman against a whole gang of people who like to blow shit up. I should go take care of that.
So what, does she come back and try and rally the town instead? Is that what she tries to do?
So I think they should all come back, right? It's all a regathering to regroup, and then they're going to go back out in a couple days kind of thing. But it's her trying to convince, like, her dad and her brothers, the longer they go out, the more vulnerable they are. And each passing day is just another day they should be handling it themselves. So it's her trying to convince him, like, don't quit wasting your time. And him being like, no, honey, you wouldn't understand. You're just a girl. You don't understand the man's world and the way it works out here. And she's the only one that has any kind of clear fucking thought at this point. So she's just banging her head against the wall. And that's when maybe where she's maybe a little bit of a drinker herself. So she's got a very nice soft persona, but she's like the hard drinking type. Kind of like Indiana Jones chick in fucking Raiders of the Lost Ark. She can really handle her booze. So, she goes to the local watering hole to fucking drown her sorrows. And because it's a small town, everyone can talk. So inevitably she's going to hear from somebody.
That there's this policy being drawn up with a dual purpose.
We can even have them stand out. They're the only people that are taking the fucking idea of this gold seriously, because everyone thinks it's ridiculous. So it's all revolving around like, can you believe these fucking idiots? They're gonna actually go look for it. Don't they know? And then everyone can even say, based on Dribble and Pete, like, someone found the gold fucking 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 50 years ago.
What if too she like her whole plan, because she didn't have a great one, she's like, well, I'm gonna talk to Jackson. Like he's the town fixer. Maybe he can do something. Like, and she has no hope about it. But then when she hears that he's already agreed to like go look for gold in the mountains, she's like, well, obviously he's feeling pretty good and giving out favors. Maybe this can work in mine.
So is this like is this when the goals converge then? Basically, she goes up to Jackson and says, listen, I want to go out and take out Dead Ted.
Yes.
Are you going to come with? And he says, well, I'm already going to go out with this, like, wet wipe. And then looking for the gold. And maybe Freddy agrees to it because he hears that, like, Dead Ted might be like on the way there, like if they look for the gold, they might find Dead Ted as well, and that's 2 birds with 1 stone. And so finally you have your merry posse, your merry band.
That's perfect, dude. I really like the idea. They all have their own reasons for going. We got Freddy, he wants revenge. Really, Jackson, he can, he wants to find the gold as much as anybody. Same as Gravy, but one's a little bit more self-serving than the other. Maybe Jackson, it's like a point of pride where fucking Gravy just wants it for the wealth and fame.
Yeah,
then we have Clara, who seems to be the only one trying to think of her town. Because really, she's like, I want to stop this dude so he quits terrorizing my fucking town. This is my home. And really, maybe they even keep coming back Dribblin' Pete, like, because at this point he's the only one that'll talk about it seriously. So it is them trying to hang out around this fucking old drunk, trying to wake him up occasionally and get more bits of this, like, you know, very, very murky story and puzzle.
Yeah. Yeah, trying to get like a stronger idea. Like maybe Dribbling Pete is actually like someone who came the closest to finding the treasure.
There's gold in them dire hills.
So he knows, because he couldn't find it, and maybe like on the way there, like maybe he was like so close to it that he could pretty much touch it, but then he lost his legs. Like, so like. He's like, this close, damn it. I was this close.
It's him, right? He's digging, he gives up, and it's him walking back a couple days and then just having in the back of his head being like, you know, I didn't check that corner of that crevice. I don't even know how the fuck would he even lose his leg. He just falls into a ravine and they just snap.
Dynamite. Like, I don't know, like maybe he's like got a stool with him as well, and at one point, like in a drunken haze, he mistakes the crate of dynamite for his stool, and you know, he lights a cigarette.
Okay, yeah.
And that's just one of the stories of how Dribbling Pete lost his legs.
So I don't think we need to, but I'm just gonna reestablish it. I'm gonna lay down the first power card and put plot armor on Dribbling Pete. He needs to absolutely make it to the end. I figured it would be fine, but I'm just doing it as a precaution. He's too much of a jet.
No. Dribbling Pete was gonna make it to the end anyway, but that's okay.
He's too precious. He needs more plot armor. With as much dynamite as he might be involved with going down the story, I think it's just necessary.
Absolutely. Can we make it so that he gets brought along as well?
They're going to hit him to the back like C-3PO to Chewbacca.
Yeah. Now, what I was thinking for Freddy, is that he's not a blank slate. I know he's like the main character, and he's kind of the straight man. He's probably the least eccentric of the bunch. Yeah, but it's like he's a bit of a blank slate in the sense of he doesn't shoot very well. Yeah, so he learns how to shoot better, you know, from Gravy because he's a marksman. He learns how to survive in the wilderness from Jackson. He learns how to scrap and plan from Clara, you know, and he learns, I don't know, he just learns how to have a good time from Dribbling Pete, you know. Yeah. And like it's like his relationships with these people was like key for this because he's on a revenge mission as well, you know, and we can't have him like go bad. Do you know what I mean? We need to have people tethering him to Earth. Otherwise, if he does take his revenge, like what's going to stop him from becoming the next Dead Ted?
That's what I was thinking. That Dead Ted at that point just mirrors what he could become if he didn't have these people to like kind of ground his moral.
Mm-hmm. Nope, that sounds
poignant,
good.
Very poignant. Well done.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, yep, that's the first act done. They're heading out now. You know, let's say that for the first piece of the journey, they have a couple of horses. You know, but they've also got a cart. Yeah, for Dribbling Pete. Yeah, pretty much. You know, it's like getting dragged along. Like it's maybe like it's a dilapidated stagecoach looking thing. You know, it's fallen out of use, etc. Just an old rinky-dink stagecoach. We've got Gravy in one horse. We've got Jackson on another horse. We've got Clara on the reins on the coach, and Freddy's sitting next to her. Yeah. Okay. So both of their horses are pulling the cart at the moment. Yeah. So there we are. So four horses, 5 people. Okay. So yeah. I don't know. At this point, these two have interaction now.
Freddie's interacted with the other two already, and Dribbling Pete as well, but Freddie and Clara haven't spoken yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
at
we really
all,
do.
or they just haven't gotten a chance to speak.
Yes, they have. And now they're getting to know each other. Listen, here's a hint. They're the same age. Yeah? Do you see what we're going for here? Yeah?
Please.
Yeah, no, I don't get it. Are we doing Are we siblings again?
No, they're not siblings. When were they siblings before?
I don't
What
know.
was
It
this?
seems to be that always seems to come up.
No, they're not siblings. They're completely unrelated.
When did it come up before?
I don't know. It just seems to always be a plot line that lingers around our plots.
No, they're not. They're not fucking siblings,
Okay.
man.
I'm just clarifying here. Sorry.
No.
You said read between the lines. That's what I was trying to do. I'm sorry.
Read between the lines. So you went for brother sister.
It worked for George Lucas. Damn it! It could work for us.
It's not gonna work here.
Okay.
Okay, so these definitely
siblings.
not siblings are sitting next to each other in a car.
They're not siblings, they're sitting next to each other. Freddie liked her right away because he's never seen a woman before.
Jesus Christ, okay. He's only heard about them.
Oh, okay. What do you mean they're like a man but not a man? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
We see him get on the train at the beginning, and he leans over the passenger next to him, and he looks over and he points to a woman. He's like, "Is that a woman?" Yeah, son. What the fuck did you think it was? Not a horse.
So obviously he's seen a woman before. Yes, obviously he's seen a woman before. Yeah, but you know, it's like, but you know, for him it was just like, oh my god, she's beautiful.
You could even say he's never seen a woman closer to his age. They're either very young or very old, like children or old.
That's actually fair enough. Yeah, that's actually fair enough. That's more reasonable. This is more reasonable.
So she gives him hormonal tingles that he doesn't quite understand yet.
Jesus Christ. I'm not writing hormonal tingles.
No, we're not doing that. I'm not doing that. He knows what things are. God damn it. But anyway, you know, it's like it's like they're the same. It's like they're around the same age, different life experiences. They tell each other about their lives, basically.
It's palpable.
Yeah.
Like you can feel the like maybe tension, maybe will they, won't they, but like
Yeah.
you know
There's
they
a
will.
chemistry being built.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, at this point, they're just strangers, like on the trail. Yeah, so you know, there's still that distance there. It's not like they're tender right away. Like, you know, they're filling the time. They're filling the empty air right now by just talking to each
Mutual
other.
attraction and interest.
And you know, yeah, exactly. Like at the end of the day, she's not going to talk to Dribbling Pete.
I don't think anybody is, to be fair.
Yeah, she's not going to talk to Dribbling Pete. She likes Jackson, you know, and Jackson likes her. There's respect there, you know. Jackson sees that she's the best of the Reuben clan on this side of the river.
The only reliable Reuben.
You know? Yeah, basically carrying that branch of the family on her back. Basically. You know, so, you know, there's respect there. There's respect there. She doesn't know gravy. She doesn't like gravy. Nobody likes gravy.
I think even Dribbling Pete doesn't like gravy. Every time he talks to him, he just kind of like gives him that side eye.
He just bit.
What did he say?
Why don't you speak English? Why don't you speak English?
Okay.
So yeah, they're talking to each other. Freddie talks about like, you know, like what happened with his brothers, how his parents died young, how he really only has faint recollections of like, you know, the farm, the homestead that they had, etc. Maybe he talks about how he likes tending horses and stuff. You know, the nicer things that, you know, that he remembers. He remembers the nice things. He remembers like he liked taking care of the animals and all of that, and you know, like and talking to his brothers and you know, he learns a little bit. You learn a little bit about his brothers through this. How, you know, they were both, you know, like kind of like scarred and unhappy, or just like they seem sad sometimes because of the things they saw in the war and that. But you know, they kept him safe. You know, they made him laugh, etc. And they loved him a lot, obviously.
brings a tear to your eye. It's like, oh my god, Freddy's actually got a heart here, you know.
You get to see him a little bit more as a like he puts on a hard exterior, but you find out he's got a little bit of a sheltered boy past.
Yeah, he talks about how, you know, he's worked in mines, how he's worked on the rails, etc. You know, farms, other farms, etc. As he was like just going around, how he doesn't, since, you know, he lost the home, he doesn't have anywhere to go, etc. How he doesn't really set himself down, he doesn't have like people to go back to or anything like that. Just perpetually wandering. Yeah. And Clara can't really relate to this because even though she doesn't really much like her family, she still loves her family, you know? So she's always had that network there. She's always had a family home. Maybe she talks about what she and her brothers were like when they were younger. Maybe her dad was better when she was younger, etc. Maybe she has a favourite uncle or aunt. Just little rubbish stuff like that.
What if she breaks it down where essentially, you know, she plays out that thing where she saw her dad as a kid, like all her older brothers, there were these strong figures that were like, you know, very heroic to her. And the older she gets, the more she realized maybe that was just kind of a mystique she kind of put over her eyes to see him. They're a little bit more cowardly, so it's her kind of becoming, you know, the adult of the family, basically, and kind of all that responsibility that comes with it. So we get to feel a little bit of her, you know, her struggle of being kind of, you know, like you said, she loves her family, but they do drag her down a little bit. So she's kind of got, you know, she's that classic hopes and dreams for going out and like seeing stuff. So she can even find Freddy's, like, you know, the fact he's traveled so much is very intriguing, and she wants to, you know, maybe find out about the world through him at this point, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like tell me about like other states you've been to. Maybe he says something like he's been to California before, and she asks me about that or something like that. You know, she's like, that sounds nice.
I heard the city was made of gold. Is that true? No, it's brick actually.
But yeah, you know, they have a nice little heart to heart, and you know, like they start breaking down barriers and that. Gravy and Langdon are having their chats as well. They're very different people. You know, they're very different people. You know, maybe like Jackson's talking about really, really hard times he's had, like times in like the trenches and like dodging cannon fire and all of that. And then Graves like, oh yes, I can relate to that. Yes, I remember one time. Father took away my favorite maid. It broke my heart.
Jackson's like, I was down in the foxhole. A best friend was next to me, a cannon went off, and before I knew it, he was missing his upper half. Oh my, that is dreadful. You know, I developed a sugar allergy. I could not have Mother's Crisp for over a fortnight and a half. Just looked at him. just dead there, just stops talking to him altogether and just keeps riding forward. He just doesn't even continue. And it's just Gravy then at that point, maybe just continuing to talk.
Oh man, yeah, Gravy's like one of those guys, and like, you know, like where like, you know, like things don't stick to him. He doesn't take things personally or whatever. You know, he's just happy to be alive. He's like he wants to like hug the trees kind of guy. He just like look at this view kind of thing. And maybe he starts like reciting poetry or singing or something.
Yeah.
What if it's poetry written and it's the worst?
Yeah.
He's quite fond of birds and bird watching, so he's got a little telescope that he keeps in his little, you know, one of those extendable ones, the little mini ones you keep in your pocket essentially. But it's every time he sees a bird calling, like maybe he tries to whistle back, and he just, you know, extends it, and he starts to just say like, oh, I wonder if that is a finch. Is that a finch? I wonder, is that a finch, or is it perhaps a red-breasted robin? And it's just him openly doing it, and it's just Jackson just fucking fuming every time. Because there's never an answer, too, because he doesn't know, actually. He just likes to watch birds. He doesn't know what the fuck they are.
Yeah, they both perpetually wake up when they're on different sides of the bed.
Odd couple situation.
Yeah. Gravy's the perpetual optimist, and Langdon is the forever pessimist. You know?
He's actually seen war and come face to face with death.
Yeah. Exactly, like there's no color left in the world for him. There's like everything's great.
Gravy came from a background where he had fresh fruit on the fucking counter every day, every single day. Never ate it once, but always had it. Okay, so they're on the trail. We get the get to know yous and stuff like that. So, what if they come to a part where there's a pass that is on the on I would assume they have a map at this point, right? Langdon's not he's very he knows everything, but he still has to have physical, this is where we're going, this is where we are kind of shit. So we come to a part where there's a pass on the map, but when we actually see it, it's that fucking the gag where they're holding the map in front of the camera and then they pull it down and there's fucking nothing there. There's no path, nothing. Caved in with rocks and shit like that from fucking
previous prospecting dynamite to fuck the path is the path is unusable. It's not usable.
So they can't take the horse. Maybe they could take the horses, but it's going to be fine. They definitely can't take the fucking wagon at this point, though.
Yeah, exactly. Especially do we go? We can't go down the big open. We can't go down the big open path with lots of room now. Now we have to go down this deadly crevice, which is definitely most certainly not a trap, not whatsoever, with no way out at all.
So what? So they abandon what? So Dribbling Pete, he's got to be on a horse now, and whoever he's on. I don't know.
Yeah,
probably. I would say maybe Langdon, just because he's the biggest, right? And he's the most experienced. So at this point, he's got to keep an eye on him on the back, keeping the hand around him while fucking trying to keep the reins. Maybe the horse stumbles for a minute. And fucking Dribbling Pete, he falls off and he just starts rolling down the hill of this crevice. And it's not enough to kill him or anything. It's not just a straight drop down, but it is just like a rock just tumbling down the fucking down the hill, basically. And then he hits the bottom, and you assume you don't know if he's dead. So then now it becomes shit. We gotta go get him. And then it's Langdon and everyone, Langdon and fucking Freddy, and probably not Gravy. Gravy's gonna say maybe he's not a climber. He's like, I don't do ravines.
He's gonna save the horses.
I shall stand by the horses while you go down and fetch him. So then maybe, I don't know, maybe Claire even comes up with a pulley system. So there's some kind of way that they can get down and back up, right? So of course they gotta go down and get Dribbling Pete now.
Yeah, Dribbling Pete. I mean, he's unaffected though. He's asleep.
They're not sure. They're like, "Fuck, is he dead? Is he dead?" And you just hear him. He wakes up. Where the hell are we? God damn! I could use a drink.
I fell down the crevice again. It's happened again.
Okay, so he.
I would tell you, this is how off my legs. It's how off my legs.
So then does something happen to Gravy while he's hanging out by the horses? We left him alone, and that's...
No, exactly. He's alone. Clara's distracted with the pulley system, Clara's distracted, and, obviously Langdon and Freddy are both, down trying to get Pete back up. So they drag him back up, and they get back to the horses, and, of course, Gravy's not fucking there. And neither is his horse. So they're thinking, God damn it, this guy's fucked off. Yeah, this guy's gone into business for himself. It's and Lionel's I knew we couldn't trust that fucking that tongue-speaking motherfucker or whatever. And Dribbling Pete's God damn force, God damn. Or whatever, it's goddamn English, something like that.
I never understood
maybe
he
he thinks
I never trusted him from day one.
I never liked that feller. Not for 10 years, I never liked that feller.
There's just something about him. He just rubbed me the wrong way, I tell you.
But of course, Gravy is alive. He's just been taken hostage. He's been taken hostage by a small band of outlaws.
Okay.
Yeah. and they see him in the distance because his telescope has fallen to the ground. Yeah,
You never leave it
and
behind.
so they pick up the telescope, and true enough, they look through the telescope and they see him hog-tied on the back of his own horse, being pulled away by this band of outlaws. And now they gotta go and get Gravy. They have to go and get him because who knows who those outlaws are.
Can the group save Gravy from the mysterious scoundrels? Will Freddy get revenge on Dead Ted and help Clara save Rubytown?
Will Langdon and Dribble and Pete ever find the fool's gold? Tune in next week for the action-packed conclusion of Fool's Gold and find out whether a project is greenlit or not.
Now, folks is always asking me, Doc, what's the secret to your miracle elixir? Well, it's the patented dependable blend of fresh natural spring water, a dash of sassafras, and a hearty 2 cups of pure uncut Colombian booger sugar. That's right, only the good stuff for my customers, unlike other so-called family companies peddling watered-down hog slop approved by so-called experts. Heck, I ain't just the doc, I'm the expert too. That's double the trust, double the reason to hand your hard-earned monies over for a cure-all that finally works for you and yourn. Dr. Digley's Cure-All Miracle Elixir, a simple name to trust. Now selling straight from the back of my wagon right here, right now. You best smarten up and snatch it up quick, cause once it's gone, you'll be craving, raving, itching your way back for more, and then some. And keep your ear to the ground, cause we got our new children's carbonated soda water on the way. Blow a cola. Guaranteed to keep your youngins active, alert, and working twice as hard and twice as long in the mines. Coming soon. Say goodbye to your sleep as you guzzle down deep. Say howdy to the man with a smile and a plan for a miracle cure-all so your folks can be sure all that the doc named Dud is gonna fix your slacking bud with his brand new elixir, the only thing to fix you or whatever is ailing you.
Ha 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 ha!